Welcome everybody to this live Q&A here right on the Wrestling Guy podcast. I'm your host David. I'm here with Chris DeJoseph, the head writer of Lucha Underground.
Yeah.
Welcome Chris. Welcome fans.
Yay.
Thank you guys for coming. We all know season 4 is kicking off. Tapings are kicking off this weekend. Anybody have any questions before we start off, or quick questions? No, nobody? Come on.
Late bloomer coming in.
We got a late bloomer coming in right now. Well, I have a question.
Okay.
The new temple is moved.
Yes.
Yes, and where is the new temple located? For those that don't know where it's at.
Oh gosh, it's like not too far from the other one. I think you knew the actual address. It's on Industrial, I think.
Yeah, it's on Industrial. I heard it's on 7th and
7th and Industrial.
Yeah.
You guys will find it, and it's a old cold storage facility, and it's kind of got its own character, much like the other temple had. But I think this one, we're going to have a lot more fun inside of.
Yeah.
It's going to be really, really loud in there. I will tell you that.
Really?
Yeah. It's basically built inside of a giant freezer.
Oh.
So hopefully it'll be a little cooler.
Right.
So that'll be good.
Right.
It's in an actual cooler. I mean, I can tell you that even the doors that the luchadors will come out of are freezer doors that will open up and they'll come out. So it'll be pretty cool. There's lots of awesome new lighting in there, and like a cool LED lighting, and so like there'll be like special lighting cues for entrances, and it's going to be a much different look, Lucha Underground, but still kind of have the temple. The new temple itself will be a character. There's a giant railing that goes all around the top. There's ladders. There's roofs. There's everything. So there's going to be a lot of crazy things happening. I think like once Aerostar walks in there, he's going to go nuts, and I'll have to be like, okay, take it easy, please. Take it easy. But he'll just be like, he wants to do it anyway. There's no talking sense into that man. He's crazy. But it's a really cool place. It's got cool character. Like I think everybody will enjoy it. And some of the stuff that people won't see, which is kind of cool, is a lot of the sets and like the places we shot before were kind of in areas where it became loud, it became very difficult and longer to shoot. And now we've got basically a whole area that's just set after set after set. So you walk back there and it's like you're in Cobra Moon's lair, then you're in an office, then you're in the Rabbit's lair. You are there's lots of cool stuff. There's cool new sets like the Rabbit lair, and so you get to see where those guys hang out, and which that's like the kind of place you want to hang,
right?
But other than that, it's pretty amazing, and it's going to be efficient, and it has to be because we're doing it all in a month. So it's going to be nuts.
Any pressure on recording 4 weeks in a row?
Yes, extreme pressure. I always get concerned doing it because when you do shoot in the past seasons, it seems like every season we do it in less. They ask us to do it in less and less amount of time, which is super stressful. Especially, there are things that happen. People get injured. People get tired and worn out. And that does also require, if there's a change that happens or something's not working, like we have to adjust stuff. I mean, we have every episode written right now, and the scary part is there's could be a change along the way depending on anything that could happen. But I think it's a really great season. It's a different season, and I think people are going to have a lot of fun. There are like a lot of surprises, but I guess we can get into some of that as we talk here tonight.
Yeah, I'm excited for some of the surprises. So I always like being surprised. Everybody thinks I have all the spoilers, but I never do. I just I watch with everybody else.
You know about one, but
I know about one,
but don't say haters. But it's a good surprise.
Yeah, it's a good surprise. I think people will be shocked. I think they'll be excited when they find out.
Yeah.
So any questions?
Yeah.
Yes.
Right there.
Will they be serving alcohol over there?
They will be serving alcohol. I don't know to who, but I mean, then again, it never stopped the people who are going to the temple from consuming alcohol ever before. But I think there will be. I know that there is. We have a big partnership, I think, with Modelo this season. So at least we know there'll be lots of good beer and probably some bagel bites. I would imagine.
Oh, not bagel bites like that. I was hungry one day after working the merch booth, and then I'm like, oh, I'm going to have some nice tacos or a little hamburger, and I get back there and I just get bagel bites.
They're delicious.
They're good, but dang, I don't want that many bagel bites. You got to eat like 20 to get the burger. We got some Facebook questions.
I have
Facebook.
a Facebook question
Okay, cool.
from Mr. Carlos Sanz.
Okay, Carlos.
Who is running the merch at the new temple?
Oh, please.
We were just talking about that
Yeah.
before we came on the air.
Same people are running the merch this year.
I've thrown some suggestions out there. So we'll see. Hopefully, you guys will get some cool merchandise that you're excited about having. I think.
I hope so. We need some.
Now the pressure's on. So
Yeah, now the pressure's
hopefully
on
they're
merch.
listening.
I'm not in charge of merch, so please do not accuse me if it doesn't change.
It's going to be great. There's a lot of cool stuff, cool designs that are coming. So hopefully you like it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Go with the first one. Chris, what's going to be the main, I'm assuming the main theme about this new season? Since pretty much every season had some type of either darker, more surprising. Is it
I think
some
that
type of,
that is a great question, and I think the theme of this season is I think there's kind of two. One is rebirth. I mean, the temple is kind of being born again. This new temple, and I think sacrifice is another good theme that kind of happens, and what people are willing to do, and the sacrifices that they're willing to make for Lucha Underground glory, among other crazy storyline things that are happening. But I think those would be probably the two. That's my computer. I probably just broke. All the scripts are gone. But those will be some cool themes, and there's some cool segments that are going to happen, and I think that I would say those are the two things: rebirth and sacrifice.
that's good. And then, is there any change with having season 3 on Netflix coming up? Or do you know anything on that? Because everybody's asking about it. It's like a big thing. It's like, when's that new one coming out? When's the new one coming out?
I am not sure what the deal is with that Netflix thing. That would it's kind of not a question that I'm capable of answering. I mostly handle creative decisions and stuff like that, and when it comes to like big money things like that, in contracts, and it involves lawyers and stuff like that I really shouldn't mess with. But yeah, I hopefully it becomes available there. But if not, get it on iTunes or.
I'm assuming like if it's anything like Netflix, it'll be once season 4 starts rolling, then they'll throw season 3 out. That's kind of how. Netflix
I mean, for me personally, I think it would be really cool if they put it up right before season 4 starts, or once before season 4 starts airing, and we'll get a chance to get caught up and watch it. But it's a lot of catching up. 40 episodes.
That's a lot of
It is a lot.
Yeah. You know, the temple, the movement of the temple, I know some people were asking, it goes with the storyline pretty much, right?
Yeah. So kind of, I guess when we last left Lucha Underground, I think everything was kind of thrown up in the air, especially after what happened to Jefe and his fate. And we'll kind of all find that out in episode 1 and find out why why Lucha Underground had to get up and move to this new temple. And maybe along the way you'll find out why the temple is the temple, and why there'll be some more detailed, intricate little details of story that we like to do on Lucha Underground, and reward the fans who have paid super close attention.
I got a question. Will Pentagon and Phoenix be returning?
Yes. Pentagon and Phoenix will both. I mean, we can't have Lucha Underground without the champ and without our big bad baby face Phoenix.
Yeah.
What are some of the main lessons learned in the last 3 years in terms of the writing process?
Oh gosh, I think like overall we found like sometimes the crazier chances we take and the crazier risks that we take, it tends to be to 90%. I would know, maybe 75%. I don't know. People listening probably like, no, some of that stuff was really bad decisions. But I think people like super, out there stuff, like stuff that let's break the mold a little bit. One of the things that Eric Van Wagenen always kind of tells me, and Chris Roach is like, hey, like if this was the last wrestling show you ever got to make, like write it that way. And that's the way we kind of try to think of things. It's like every episode, it's like we may never get to do this again, so let's have fun with it and do some wild stuff. And I think the other thing is just to continue to focus on story. The other thing I think we learned a lot along the process, like just the other day we were all texting, watching season 1 and like the first few episodes of season 1, and then seeing that and what it is now, and especially the season 4. I mean, I think the production value, everything that we've learned as far as like how to shoot it, how to manage our time, those kinds of things, I think have just made us like super efficient. I mean, there'll be more microphones, there'll be more like everything will be more detailed, and you'll be able to hear more things. I think we've just learned a lot of lessons along the way, and I think getting to set up in a new place, we're able to kind of reset and do some things that we would have liked to do in the other place, but now we can do now. Right. It's going to make life easier for everybody and hopefully make the show a little cooler and a little more efficient. Definitely cooler. It's going to be chilly.
I know as a creative person, I'll get to your question and yours. As a creative person, I'm sure you have a bunch of things going through your head when you're writing the show.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you like a artist, like a songwriter. They probably write 30 songs, or a singer writes 30 songs for a CD, and then they cut it down to like 15, right? For a creative writer for this wrestling show, you have 1 hour episode. Yeah. Do you cut a lot of stuff out, or do you make sure everything fits in that hour?
I mean, we try to pace it out and try to make it fit. Sometimes we'll stretch things along, and we'll just kind of plan them and plot them out as they go. But we have a lot of ideas that never make it. I mean, there's countless ideas that we have that have just never happened. In fact, I think we're doing Chris and I are going to do, and sorry, not to promote another thing, but we're going to do it. We're going to do another podcast where in the next coming weeks, where we're going to kind of talk about some of the stuff that didn't make it on the show, which might be fun. And it's hard for me to remember some of the stuff, but yeah, there's a lot of good and there's a lot of really bad. So
you get on your computer like you did earlier, and you're writing stuff out, and you're like, oh man, and you just notice like, oh man, I just wrote like a 3-hour episode instead of 1.
Yeah, and things change. I mean, especially this season, like as we're, and every season, but like in the planning process, like when you start to see what you're capable of doing, and sometimes I like to go and shoot for the moon and spend as much money as I can, and then they have to tell me, no, you can't spend that much money.
And that's when you get the wah, right?
Yeah, hey, I want a CGI dragon to fly. No, that's probably not going to happen. So, but we Skip in our vignettes. He will make the most of things and make them as cool as possible for as cheap as possible, but. It won't look cheap for sure. I don't think, I think there's been a lot of talk about like, oh, will the quality of the show go down because of these budget cuts and stuff like that. I don't think the quality is going to diminish at all. I think it's going to, in many ways, get better. Yeah. I think we were even talking about the things we've learned. Like even the technology has changed since we first started. So like, it's going to be nuts. Yeah. And different. I don't think the stories, the matches, even the vignettes, I don't think we'll lose anything from those. So it's going to be, we have some insane things planned for sure.
Facebook question?
Yes, I do. It's a frequent question asked by Oscar Alejandro, and they want to know if the uniform is still going to be the same.
The uniform?
The uniform?
Like the referee's uniform?
I have no clue. But
or my uniform. I usually just wear a black T-shirt. It's the same thing. I went to Catholic school my whole life, so I just buy the same thing. It's just easier that way.
Yeah, maybe the referee's uniform?
Yeah. The referee uniform, I believe, will stay the same. I don't think it's going to change much. If you have some suggestions, Facebook us and let us know, maybe. Yeah. Some of the costumes and stuff. Oh, yeah.
The dress code.
The dress code. Dress code to the temple for the... Yeah, hey...
Same as-
whatever the lawyers let you in. But as far as the characters and the costumes, yes, even some of your favorite characters will have some costume changes.